Hey guys, it's Leo, and I'm just back from Carnival. I even got myself a flower crown. I love flower crowns, but I never wore one before this. Because of Carnival, I traveled to another city, and because of this, I ended up losing the time on KIRAKIRA PRECURE episode 4. I just arrived and just watched it, so the review might be coming a little late this week. Little Witch Academia is also a little late because of that. I still have two Little Witch Academia episodes to review, but let's keep going. Let's talk about KIRAKIRA PRECURE episode 4, and I was kind of anxious when KIRAKIRA PRECURE was announced. I was very anxious for episode 4 because I thought, okay, Cure Macaron's episode. But then, when the episode names came out, episode 4 was not Cure Macaron's episode. That made me very curious because I like episodes in which we have a little bonding, and I think that this is a nice thing, especially in a series that runs very long, like Precure, like almost 50 episodes or even 50 episodes for a season, and then sometimes we need to have those little breaks here and there, and it's usually a very nice thing. But I don't know, I think that episode 4 was the weakest one so far, and it wasn't even because there was no introduction like the other ones before, but it's because, again, I think that the pacing of this episode was totally screwed up, and I think there was something wrong with it. And I think that when I'm talking about this episode, I'm gonna make it a little more clear. So let's go. First of all, I just want to say that the quality of this episode was not on par with the last 3 episodes. The drawings were not as good as they have been in the start. You know, I feel like the quality felt down a little bit, and that's not a good sign, but at the same time, in Precure, we're always going to have those episodes. We're always going to have episodes that are not that good visually, and this is the case. But then again, I'm thankful that this was in episode 4, and I hope that episode 5 is not like this. I hope that episode 5, since it's gonna be Cure Macaron's debut, I hope that episode 5 is better animated, better drawn, and with superb quality, just like episodes 1 and 2 had. Episode 3 was not that bad, but episode 4, at least technically speaking, no way. But okay, let's talk about the episode itself. First of all, the girls are on a quest of doing cream puffs for a ballerina. She's a dancer, and the 3 girls admire her a lot. And that was a very interesting thing because, you know, Himari and Ichika, they're very good friends already, and they hang out together, they spend time together. And it seems that Aoi is not in this stage of their friendship yet. And then, because of this ballerina that Aoi also admires, there was this little connecting point that even more, there's even more connection between them now. And then they had this idea of doing cream puffs together. And, well, I know, this cooking thing, the sweets thing is the theme of the season, but the episodes are getting too much screen time for it, and I think that this is making them lose time for other stuff. This episode had such a long scene of them in the kitchen, and I was starting to feel a little bored, even though the scene was not bad. I mean, the scene wasn't something that I thought, okay, this is boring. No, it was not. It was funny. It was nice to watch, but it was so long. It took so much time off the episode. And there was something very interesting that happened in that scene that one of my friends on Twitter pointed out, and I thought was very funny. The place got really messy, and then she posted a screen cap. I was in São Paulo at the time. I didn't even watch the episode, and she posted a screen cap like, oh my god, who is going to clean up this mess? And then some minutes later, she tweeted again like, oh my god, that was so cute. The girls themselves cleaned up. And yes, that's what happened. The kitchen got really messy. And because of that mess on the kitchen, a very good scene actually happened, which was when Himari was holding the powder. I don't remember how it started, but the powder was going to fall onto Himari's head. And then that mascot was going to save her. And when he put his umbrella down, everyone was like, oh my god, they were so relieved. But He's a ghost. Yeah. And I said it back then that this is probably going to be a recurring joke. And I think this is a funny joke, actually. I think that this is a very good joke that if it keeps being repeated in creative ways like this one, it could totally work. And I don't know, I feel like this is something that can make the series more and more charming. Okay, so the girls were not able to do the cream puffs. They were trying very hard, but they didn't succeed. They were not succeeding at all, and they were making something wrong. And I was thinking to myself, okay, we have those three girls. Ichika and Aoi are very bad at cooking, but then there's Himari there. Himari is, she might not be the best cooker, but she's a very attentive person. She's very intelligent, and she follows the recipes very close. She follows the recipes word by word, and then she tries it like scientifically perfect. And why wasn't she doing that in that scene? And I know there was a little pressure because of Pekurin. Pekurin was putting a little bit of pressure on the girls with that hyper energy that she has, but Himari could have, shown a little bit more of her personality at that time, but it didn't work out. And another thing that I found a little strange was the way that Himari and Aoi are in the same group, and Himari is not really feeling shy, ashamed, of her. Because Himari is a very scared person. She's very shy to anyone, to almost anyone. But we didn't really have this relationship building between both of them. And I don't know, it feels a little strange. It feels a little unbelievable that those girls would bond so quickly with no reaction on Himari's part at all. And I don't know, for me it felt a little strange. We need this connection between both of them, and it's not happening. I don't know. That was another thing that made me feel a little in this episode. But there was a good point in this episode, and I think that the way they developed this topic was very good, and this is a very good thing for children to learn, because I feel like this is something that our generation didn't have, and our generation wasn't really instructed to think like this about things in general, and which is failure. Failure is something that we're all going to have in our lives, and the girls experienced failure while trying to do the cream puffs that they wanted to give Mariko. I think that's the ballerina's name. And then Ichika actually met Mariko on the street. Ichika was feeling very frustrated, and Mariko noticed that, so that they started talking about it. And then Ichika asked her, "You're such a good dancer, you're such a good ballerina. What do you do when you fail? Do you fail?" And then she started talking about it, because even if you're very successful or even if you're very talented, you are gonna fail. You're gonna lose, and you're gonna be frustrated because you're not gonna be able to do things you want to do. But that's okay. That's part of the experience. And it felt like to me that the girls they didn't know how to deal with failure, and then they started to learn how to deal with that. And that's something that I until today I still struggle a lot with this. I think that everyone does, but I struggle a lot with failure. When I do fail something that I'm very excited for, that I try very hard for, it's so difficult. It's so frustrating. And I don't know, it was a very beautiful scene, and the way the girls got together to do the cream puffs again, it was very beautiful. I liked it a lot, and that was the best part of the episode to me, because when it came to the fighting itself, I think that it wasn't very interesting, but there was an interesting thing about it. I think that the most interesting thing about this fight was the fact that Cure Gelato throws like an ice spider with her cream, because Cure Whip and Cure Custard, their powers are very, very similar when it comes to the creams that they throw. And then Cure Gelato just threw kind of a nice spider, a nice insect on the monster. It didn't really work out, but it was interesting to see that. Because the fight itself, the other things that happened in the fight, Nothing special at all. But it was nice, seeing them using their powers together. But we need something else. We need a little oomph on the fights that we didn't have in this episode 4. And I think the fights on the other episodes were pretty good. And I'm very excited for next week's episode, next week's fight as well, to see how KIRAKIRA is going to use her powers. But I hope that when we have the 5 girls, I hope that the fights are not going to get this stale. And apart from that, the episode was cool, and then we had a very special ending scene, which was when they met Yukari. The 3 of them met Yukari, and Yukari was giving them a little ironic, sarcastic smile. Ichika was jumping around very cheerfully, and then Yukari was just there, laughing. And Ichika just thought to herself, oh my god, is she laughing at me? And I don't know, I hope that Yukari is not that kind of character. Because, I'm very excited for Yukari, but I hate those types of snob people that laugh at other people, especially the people that are very excited on the outside, when you're very gleeful, and then when you externalize that, there are some people that look at you strangely and then they laugh at you. I don't know, I don't like those type of people. And I don't know, I just hope that she's not like that. But I am very, very excited for episode 5. I think that it was all that I wanted to say on episode 4. I'm very excited for next week's episode. That's just what I can focus on, right now. So please leave a comment with your opinions on episode 4. What are your expectations for next week? Are you as hyped as me, or are you Team Chocolate? Because it seems to me that most people are Team Chocolate right now. And I'm very excited for Chocolate as well, but macaron comes first for me. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, bye-bye!